Hey, how's it going, guys? Welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is Georgie, and I'm your friendly neighborhood anime and manga fan. I love all things anime and all things manga, and I'm here today to talk about Jujutsu Kaisen Season 2, Episode 21. So, what did I think about this week's episode? I thought this week's episode was bonkers. I think this week's episode was phenomenally animated, so once again, props to the animators on MAPPA because, my god, this episode was beautiful. The action sequences were fantastic, the choreography was on point, and once again, it does what a good adaptation should do, which is always elevating the source material. And this episode definitely did that because the fight between Juji, Todo, and Mahito was incredible. Some may argue that it's the best fight of the season. I myself would put it a close second or third. I know there's so many good fights, because right now I'm siding more with Chozo versus Juji because that fight was just phenomenal, out of this world. But it would be either a close second to that or maybe in third place behind Sukuna versus Mahoraga. But overall, phenomenal fight. Now, before I go any farther with this week's episode, I just want to give you guys a quick reminder to make sure to subscribe to my YouTube channel so you guys can be up to date with all my Jujutsu Kaisen as well as all my anime and manga content that I'll be providing in this channel. It really helps out a lot, and I would really appreciate it if you guys could subscribe to my YouTube channel. So if you guys could, please subscribe to my YouTube channel. Now, with all that out of the way, let's get into this week's episode. So this week's episode starts off where pretty much we see Todo and Juji, they're fighting Mahito. And Mahito ends up using this technique where he summons, one of those, transfigured beings, whatever, and he makes a bunch of souls into a physical being. And this one's stronger than other great, curses like a grade 3 or grade 4. And we see that because this great curse is giving, a hard time for Todo at the beginning because it does spike a punch. And Todo's hurt for a bit, and eventually he realizes, okay, these things they die from one shot, so I just gotta fight them. And he fights these other two that Mahito summoned as well. And while that is happening, we see Juji fighting Mahito by himself, and Mahito's just this dude is just going off. Like, my man is insane. And we see pretty much that he gets pushed to the point where he's like, okay, I need to stop these two, and I gotta get rid of this Todo guy because this guy's annoying with his switching places technique. This is a bothersome. And what we see that he does is he takes notes from Gojo at the train station at Shibuya, where he realizes, okay, if I open my domain, and Itadori gets caught in my domain, Sukuna will show up and I'll just get screwed like last time with Nanami when I try to do that. So I can't do that. But if I open my domain at a very, very small amount of time, so small that even there's not enough time for Sukuna to switch places with Juji, then I should be fine. And we see that he activates his domain, and once he does, I love this narration. Give me Hunter x Hunter vibes, where it breaks down every single play-by-play event that goes down. And we see that Mahito activates his domain, Juji rushes at him, Todo activates his simple domain, so he's not affected by it. All these factors, and we see throughout it all that at the end of it, Mahito's like, yeah, I was able to be fast enough that you wouldn't come into play, Sukuna. And we see that pretty much the end goal of his domain that he opened for 0.02 seconds, I believe, was that he wanted to get rid of Todo as a whole. And he does touch his hand, and when that happens, Todo arm starts transfiguring, and then he just chops it off. Todo just chops off his own arm because obviously he was going to transform his whole body. It was going to spread around like a disease. And pretty much that was such a smart play by Mahito. Mahito's such a good power force when it comes to a villain. Not only can he adapt at any situation, but the scariest part is that he's not even a year old, and yet he's so powerful. So Mahito, once again, proving that he is a prodigy when it comes to the curses in the Jujutsu Kaisen verse. And we see pretty much what happens after that is that Todo starts fighting Mahito, and we see pretty much that it seemed like it was over because Mahito, his arm's cut off. Todo seems like he's out of it, but in reality, Todo, he gets an awakening. And what I mean by that is that I guess he's getting messed up by Mahito, and we see that what pretty much happens is that he delivers a black flash at Todo, and while he's pretty much getting wrecked. We see, like I said, this awakening by Todo, and this awakening is consisting of his necklace coming down, and you see there's a picture inside in the necklace with the idol chick that he likes, and Juji, and then there's music start playing, and oh my god, this was hilarious. I love Todo, goated, Goto, my man. This dude is something else, all right? And what happens is pretty much he gets this buff. Like, my man gets like he gets this adrenaline rush, or I don't know what happened. I don't know if he had a binding bout. I don't know what it is, but the point is, he gets this power up, and he just starts wrecking shop on Mahito. And you see the girl, the idol chick, like going alongside with him in his inner mind, and it's ridiculous. It's hilarious. And even at the end, he raises his arm up like, "You won." It's so stupid. I loved it though. I love every second of it. And while that is happening, we see also Juji fighting. He's trying to get in to help out Toto because Toto eventually wears himself out, and we see that pretty much there's a tag, like a switch where Mahito's trying to grab Toto and end him. But when that happens, you see he's trying to transfigure Toto so he can just kill him. And while he's reaching for his hand, Toto claps him, and that makes a tag because obviously he doesn't have two arms to do a clap for the Oogie Boogie. But thanks to Mahito contributing, Juji gets to transport right there and delivers a nasty black flash at Mahito. Mahito is really hurting, and he gets hurt so badly that he's like, kind of something awoken within him. He's like, finally, I understand my power and my own soul. And we see that he transfigures himself into this crazy looking curse, and it's really cool. Like, this thing looks like Elden, like a Dark Souls villain or something. Like, this dude looked like a boss. And we see pretty much this is something like his true form he sends in essence. And he begins to fight Itadori. And this fight is a one-sided fight. Itadori is getting outclassed completely. Itadori's punches are not even doing anything to him. And it comes down to pretty much Itadori has this idea where he's like, okay, I can't even like pierce his body or anything. So if anything, I have to just focus all my energy and effort into delivering a maximum black flash. And he's like, I know that black flashes are not meant to be wielded. Like, you can't just do it whenever you want. It comes with, you got to be in the zone. And they established that earlier in the show. But Juji's like, I have to try because if not, I just die. And he, thanks to Toto, giving him, because there's a point in the fight where Mahito's just gonna kill Juji straight up, like he's gonna pierce him with this blade, and pretty much Toto steps in like the goat that he is, and he delivers his last Oogie Boogie, and he claps, transports that piercing thing that he was gonna pierce Itadori, that blade or whatever, he transports it somewhere else, delivers this fantastic black flash that is enough to pretty much bring Mahito to his knees. Mahito's crawling, and I love this final sequence where we see pretty much Juji just embracing himself as like, yeah, I'm not gonna pretend to be something I'm not. I know I am you. Me and you are the same. But guess what? I don't care. I'm just gonna, I thought I could be a difference, but who cares? Maybe in the future someone will. But all I know is that I'm gonna be killing curses till the day I die, and until I get rusty, because I'm gonna keep doing this. Just like you want to keep killing humans, like for your own purpose, I'm just gonna keep killing curses until the day I die. And you just see pretty much Juji staring down Mahito, and Mahito is just shook. Like, Mahito's just scared, and you see him like a rabbit. There's a bunch of symbolism where there's like rabbits running around, and Juji, this is a wolf, chasing his prey, and Juji just is playing with Mahito. Like, he's just toying with him. You see Mahito being desperate. He's crawling around, asking for help, crying out loud. Juji's just playing with him, just staring him down, and then he delivers a kick, just playing with his food. In other words, he's the hunter, and the prey is Mahito. And it was so fitting just to see Mahito just bowl down, be so pathetic, because he's such a despicable character. And it was so great seeing Juji finally be able to deliver some humiliation towards him, because just he's been through a lot, and it was so good just to see Juji just play around with Mahito and make Mahito look desperate and miserable, just like he's done with all these other humans he's done with, like Junpei, for example. And it was just great. And we pretty much end the episode where we see Kenjaku, aka Geto, shows up, and you see Mahito's like, please save me, and he's like, oh, does it look like it looks like you need my help, huh, Mahito? And that's how the episode ends. So this episode was phenomenal. I loved it. I think that this season 2 has been fantastic, and now we only get 2 more episodes, I believe, and that's the end of the season, which is a real shame, because this season has been just completely a banger. Like, I loved it from beginning to end, and I can't wait to see pretty much these last 2 episodes, because now we're heading towards the end, and this is gonna be a great climax for us viewers and anime onlys. Now, with all that being said, what did you guys think about this week's episode? Did you guys love it? Did you guys hate it? Did you guys thought it was alright? Whatever you guys thought, let me know in the comment section down below. Also, thank you so much for sticking all the way to the end of the video. I really appreciate it. And don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe to my YouTube channel for more Jujutsu Kaisen, as well as more anime and manga content in the near future. But yeah, with that being said, I hope you guys have a great rest of your day. Bye-bye.